guys, what's up? In today's daily financial market news, most markets are more positive and buoyant. This came on the back of reports in the Asia Pacific session that the US and China had potentially come to an agreement to remove the tariffs which were set upon in September and potentially discuss the ones that are supposed to be coming in December. This would be quite a key watch, as if they do come to an agreement, it could mean that a phase 2 could come after the phase 1 is signed, hopefully within the next few weeks. Across the board, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100 were all positive, the Dow leading the way with 0.25% gain on the day. This is quite interesting to watch, as it did breach all-time high yesterday, and it will be interesting to see as whether it can breach another one today. Also in the session we saw the FTSE 100 and German 30 more positive on the day too. This came on the back of a more upbeat European session. This will be quite interesting to watch also, given the election drama that will literally ensue and unfold within the following few days. This is because the major parties across the board will be launching their campaigns, with Lib Dems launching today. Also in the Asia Pacific session we saw the return of the Nikkei 225 after it was closed on Monday for a cultural holiday. As you would expect, the gains were quite large. It climbed up 1.34% as it kind of missed the action on Monday. Other Asia indices of interest were the ASX 200, which was a little more positive on the day, however a little more subdued towards the close. This came on the back of the RBA meeting for the first time this month and reporting that they wouldn't be launching QE or another rate cut, anytime soon. Also in the session we saw the Hang Seng down a little. This came on the back of more concerns on the Hong Kong region. Looking at equities, things were quite positive and some of the things were quite mixed, so in general, difficult picture to explain. We had Apple down 0.20% on the day. This came on the back of the company breaking all-time highs yesterday. Also in the session we saw Facebook up a little, we also saw Nvidia up a little, but this came on the back of the indices kind of rallying and the equities following along. One equity of interest was Uber, which reported its earnings earlier today. The share price did dip -7% on the open, however it would be quite interesting to watch if you can see the illustrated chart in front of us, where Uber seems to have a decent level of support at the 26 level, and it will be interesting to watch whether it will fall below this kind of 26-28 range and whether it could mean a larger move lower towards possibly the $20 range. A move on the other side could mean a move back towards the $35 region where the 100-day moving average sits. Also in terms of commodity, things were a little more upbeat in the day. Copper was up more than 1.34% on the back of more demand hopes. Also in the session we saw natural gas up 1.4%. This came on the back of a major week and a kind of a good month for natural gas, which has risen more than 15% on demand and supply being more upbeat. Also in the session we saw oil, the WTI and Brent crude more positive on the day, climbing more than 1% across the board as the market kind of rallies on the hopes of a potential OPEC deal and a potential US-China trade deal. One final thing to notice was the gold, which was down -0.12%. This will be quite interesting to watch as it did fall below the $1,500 level. The price currently sits at $14.92, however don't expect it to close there today. Also looking at bond yield, things were a little more upbeat across the market. The US 10-year and 2-year was more positive, however the German yield sent a kind of mixed signal. The 10-year was up more than 8.79%, however the 2-year yield was down 0.15%. Finally, the UK yields were more positive across the board, as you would expect, with the FTSE climbing. The UK 10-year and 2-year were up more than 2% across the board. Finally, but not forgetting, is the Forex sphere. Things were quite mixed today in the Forex sphere. Initially in the European session there was a move away from the dollar, however as the North American session ensued, there was a move back towards the dollar. The result being that the pound dollar was at flat levels for the day at 212.884. This will be quite interesting to watch to see whether it can kind of rally support here and move back towards the 130 region, or whether it will move lower. Also in the session we saw the euro dollar down 40 points. This is quite a large move for the day, as the euro dollar these days doesn't seem to move around that much. For the session this came on the back of a little concern towards the euro on the back of Christine Lagarde's comments on monetary policy earlier in the day. Also in the session we saw the US dollar Japanese yen up 28 points. This came on the back of a buoyant mood in the market. Also not forgetting is the US dollar Canadian, which was a little down on the day, but this could be kind of explained down to the oil prices being a little stronger. Finally, but not forgetting, quite an area of interest, and you should kind of have this on your watch list if you don't already have it, is the US dollar Chinese yuan. In today's session the price fell below the $7 psychological barrier and it also moved lower. This will be quite an interesting watch, as if it can break above the $7 barrier, it could mean a move back towards the 7.2 level. However, on the flip side, we could see a move lower towards the 6.8 level, and this will be kind of led and developed as the kind of weeks develop into the phase 1 trade talks and also potential tariff removal. Finally, but have an awesome day, and thanks for listening.